Honoring Native American Heritage on KFDX is brought to you by the Apache Casino Hotel.
Their homeland, dating back many hundreds of years, includes what's now southwest New Mexico, southeast Arizona, and northern parts of Sonora and Chihuahua, Mexico. And so far, they still have not returned to their beloved territory. As we continue our month-long National Native American Heritage Series, Curtis Jackson and I bring you the Fort Sill Apache tribe. When thinking about the Native American Apache tribes, Geronimo might quickly come to mind. But for Fort Sill Apaches, Geronimo's not remembered as a great leader in comparison with their chiefs and other leaders.
He was a person who got a lot of attention, but he was not a person who was noted by our own tribal members as somebody who went out of his way to look after the well-being of the tribe.
By the time of Geronimo's final surrender in 1886, when he was later sent to join the Chiricahua Native Americans, they'd already been exiled in Florida and were now being referred to as Fort Sill Apaches on post.
When they were first imprisoned in 1886, they were told that they would not be moved away for more than 2 years and that they would be put back on their own land, in their own territory with their own reservations and everything they needed to prosper, and that they would not be moved.
Historian Michael Darrow says instead they'd remain prisoners of war for 19 years. And then in 1914, a portion of the tribe would keep the name Fort Sill Apache after receiving small allotments of land in counties surrounding Fort Sill.
Our tribe existed trying to maintain itself, trying to maintain tribal cohesion, being able to support ourselves with an economy of being farmers in southwest Oklahoma.
Today, through convenience stores, hotel, casinos, the Fort Sill Apache tribe's able to better help its members and for the future.
We don't have any first speakers or fluent speakers currently.
But cultural coordinator Naomi Hartford hopes to help change that here at the Fort Sill Apache Tribal Complex north of Apache, where, because of Apache Casino Hotel revenue and grants, members of the community, especially children, can continue to grow and learn.
Our children are our future. If we don't take the initiative now and create a space for them to come and learn about their culture, then they cannot carry that culture on. They are the center of our people.
We lost a lot of things within our tribe when being held as prisoners of war. We weren't permitted to do ceremonial dances and that kind of thing, and so you know, after we were released, you know, the elders that were there, that were in our community here, they kept that alive.
And now Chairwoman Lori Goody Ware says it's vital they reteach their cultural and language heritage for the survival of the Fort Sill Apache tribe. And so the ways of their ancestors who gave so much will live on. Other ways they're preserving their culture, instructors are teaching how to make things like traditional dresses, boots, and jewelry. They're going to start teaching traditional foods, too. Now, if you'd like to learn much more